Hi everyone and welcome back to another episode of Dan's Studio, where we bring you the latest news in a short and informative format, and of course in the comfort of a studio. Now, in order to comply with the government's wishes, we here at Dan's Studio have decided to self-isolate and to work from home, which is as why you can see we are still recording in my living room and not in the studio. Now, as everybody can see, my hair is still considerably getting longer and longer. But that's because the hairdressers aren't open. But that may change very soon. Very soon. And for those who don't know, Australia is slowly easing on their stay-at-home restrictions at one state at a time. What does this mean? It means that potentially social gatherings could be increased to 10 people at a time instead of 2. And also we will be allowed to go outside for picnics and most importantly, non-essential shopping. Which means I can go and get my hair cut. More and more retailers are now prepping to open their physical doors once again. It's been reported that store layouts will change drastically to enable social distancing. The opening hours will be limited and staff would also wear face masks as well. This comes as the push from the Prime Minister to attempt to get 1 million Australians back to work by putting numerous amount of different measures such as thermo testing of staff, customer limits, shortened opening hours, rearranging store layouts, and safety equipment such as sanitizers and etc.
Sydney retailers are beginning to reopen their stores as coronavirus restrictions start to ease. Also keen to reopen are pubs and clubs, who today presented a plan to the Prime Minister to try and get the industry back doing business.
They're the first tentative steps back to normality, closed doors finally opening again. Clothing group Seed has started opening some of its 200 boutiques on a trial basis, as has adventure retailer Kathmandu, after it was forced to stand down some 1,300 Australian staff.
It's very heartbreaking for the teams.
Over the weekend it opened 60 stores and expects the rest to open by week's end. But things will be different. Number of customers will be limited, staff will wear masks and fitting rooms will be closed. Strict social distancing and hygiene rules, others are also following.
I'm quite excited. I think this is great, getting people back to work. It's going to get our economy going and heading back into the direction that it was in before. I'm also allowed to go outside and do some non-essential shopping, you know. The thing I need most is a haircut. Look at this. Look at this. This needs to be chopped. This needs to be just gone. It needs to be gone. It's a mess. It's a mess. However, not all people are that excited to see things go back to the way they were. A new survey was conducted of 2,225 people. It has found that only 1 in 8 Australians wouldn't attend a large event even if they could. Fewer than 1 in 5 would get on a plane, and only 40% would go to a bar or restaurant. This shows that even if the restrictions were lifted, more than half of the Australians would not be comfortable going to a bar or restaurant even if they had the choice to. They've gotten to the point where they're too comfortable being at home.
As governments look at lifting distancing restrictions, not everyone is keen to get out of their newfound comfort zone. Anne-Marie Turner is a paediatrician. She also has rheumatoid arthritis and has developed deep anxiety about going out. Here, she feels safe.
I guess, you're not exposing yourself potentially to this virus. You can keep control over your own environment.
A new survey by Vox Pop Labs in collaboration with the ABC shows that only 19% of Australians would get on a plane if they could. Just 12% would attend a large event and only 40% would go to a bar or restaurant if they were allowed to.
Pick up in about half an hour.
Liam Matthews owns several pubs in Melbourne. Although currently getting by serving coffee, he's worried his business will be worse off if the government relaxes restrictions prematurely and with conditions.
We would have to get the bars up and running, completely restock them, and then probably our only way to make that work for us is to run it 100%, but we're not going to be allowed to do that.
A lot of bars have said that they don't think they would be able to even cover their own costs, as they think when the restrictions are lifted, they won't be getting enough customers in order to maintain, that same level of balance. I can't say I blame these people, as going back to the original way of life is going to be extremely tough. It's not something you can just go into overnight. People will be extremely anxious to leave their homes and, of course, wary of the people they would come into contact with. It's going to take a very, very long time before everyone gets the trust back, and then and that the disease is fully eradicated from the world. Now, I'm not saying that I'm not like that. I'm certainly scared that there may be a possible second wave. But I'm going to tell you what, as soon as the bars open, boy, I'm going to be the first one knocking on them doors and be like, yo, give me 2 pints of beer. So as a constant reminder, I would like to remind everyone that the coronavirus is still a very, very serious issue. We should be compliant with what the government is telling us, as social distancing is the best weapon against the virus. We need to be understanding that for the next couple of months, life is still going to be tough, but we're going to have to be strong and endure it, as it's going to be better for the long run for our future. Remember to avoid crowded areas and to always maintain a good level of hygiene. Always remember to wash your hands and wear face masks if you need to. Now please remember to subscribe, punch that like button, and share our content, as we know it's a tough time for everyone. We here at Dance Studio, we are just a new channel. We've got a couple of videos out, but we're still going strong, producing videos every day in order to give you guys something to watch, keep everyone's spirits up and lighthearted. We know being at home, you're stuck at home, you know, you're limited to what you can do. So we would like to help provide you with the latest information, of course, around the world, and also give you a bit of, you know, something to bring a smile to your beautiful faces. Okay, I'm your host, Dan. I'll see you guys on the next one. See ya.